What's going on, everybody? Good afternoon. Hope things are going well for you all. Just got done doing the Hawks Nest show. Me and him talked for a couple hours about salary cap moves and roster decisions the Seahawks have to make for this upcoming offseason. So if you were not there live, go check out the VODs. Should be up on both of our channels by now. And we've got a little bit of Seattle Seahawks news, some updates on the offensive coordinator hunt, as well as a little bit of a potential, I want to stress that, potential, because I don't think it's going to happen, but a potential situation with one of the coaches currently on the Seahawks staff. So let's start with the offensive coordinator stuff, because that's obviously the hot topic right now. That's the stuff that Seahawks fans are really paying attention to, with good reason. So, as of a few hours ago today, it was reported from Ian Rappaport on X, here's the original tweet, that the Seahawks are doing a second interview with Clint Kubiak. And my understanding is that this interview is going to be an in-person one. And also we know that the other team that was looking at Kubiak as an offensive coordinator has already made a different decision. The Cleveland Browns were looking at him, but they decided to promote from in-house. So that means as of right now, the only team that is known to be looking at Clint Kubiak is the Seahawks. And we also know that they pulled him in for a second interview, which means that the first one went well, presumably. I don't think you'd have him in for a second interview for any other reason. So Kubiak, not only is he coming in for a second interview, there is a growing sentiment among many NFL shakers and movers that Clint Kubiak is in the driver's seat for the OC job right now. It is believed that Kubiak is the odds-on favorite. So things can change. This only means so much right now. I think we could reasonably conclude that there's an opportunity that for somebody else to step up. We have a lot of time between now and the start of free agency. There is going to be every opportunity for this team to look at guys that are still in the postseason that they can't interview with yet. So don't take this to be some sign that it's done. It's a done deal. But right now, Clint Kubiak looks like the guy. And I'll say this. Of the four guys they've looked at so far, I think Kubiak is the best. I think that he is the guy who combines the most positive traits and has as few of the negative traits as possible. And he is somebody that I would be excited to get. So I'm good with this. I'm happy with this. If we get Kubiak, I think things would go well for the Seahawks offensively in 2025. And if things don't go well, I would be more inclined to start saying, okay, what's up with these players, right? Because we keep swapping out OCs, we're not getting the results. At a certain point, you got to be like, wait a minute here. What's the unifying element that is bringing this stuff down? What is the constant through all this? So, to me, this is good news. And I would definitely anticipate good things to come out of this second in-person interview. And if good things do come out of it, maybe we just make our decision early. It's possible. Now, that being said, there's another side to this. Corbin Smith had this tweet a little bit earlier, and I've seen this sentiment echoed in a few other places. The Seahawks would like to speak with offensive line coach Hank Fraley for a second interview. So we had 4 known interviews. Thomas Brown, Hank Fraley, Clint Kubiak, and Grant Udinski. So far, we've requested second interviews with Kubiak and Fraley, which I think most people would say one of those two guys would be best, Kubiak or Fraley. So that's got to make most people feel good. I don't think a lot of people are sad that it looks like we're not that interested in Thomas Brown. I don't think a lot of people are going to be sad that it seems like Udinski didn't make it. Although we've met with Udinski so recently, it's still possible. So based on the information that we have right now, it seems like the Seahawks are circling the wagons around the coaches that a lot of Seahawks fans want them to circle the wagons around. You have Kubiak, somebody with actual offensive coordinator experience, somebody who has play called before, somebody with a good lineage, somebody who has been part of some good things in his career. And then you have Hank Fraley, an excellent offensive line coach who would bring the right kind of focuses to this organization as an OC even if he doesn't have the experience. So this may not be settled this week. This may not be settled next week. But don't be shocked if Kubiak does so well, the Seahawks decide we need to just lock him down now. Like maybe they want to interview with a guy like LaFleur. Maybe they want to interview with somebody on the Eagles staff. Maybe they want to interview with somebody on the Chiefs. But if Kubiak blows them away and they know that somebody else could get him, they might just go, well, it's now or never. We can't wait. We snooze, we lose. And then they just go take him. All right, so that's about it for the offensive coordinator stuff. We don't have any new names to interject. Be prepared for things to change quickly. Be prepared for updates to shift the vibes. But for right now, it looks like Clint Kubiak is the in-house favorite, and I'm on board with it. I'm happy with it, and I hope that it happens right now. One other thing worth noting, Tom Pelissaro and a few others have reported this concerning a current member of the Seahawks coaching staff, Leslie Frazier. He is scheduled to interview for the Dallas Cowboys head coaching job on Monday. And I don't know if I briefly mentioned this in a video yesterday. I can't remember for sure. But this definitely bears a little bit of discussion because I know I talked about Leslie Frazier going to Dallas earlier, but I assumed that he'd be in the conversation for defensive coordinator, which I said, well, I don't know if that would be considered an upward move. He might prefer to be an assistant head coach in Seattle to a DC in Dallas. But it's looking like they're not looking at him as a DC. They're looking at him as a head coach, which, look, if you have the opportunity to be a head coach for pretty much any team in the NFL, you should probably take it. Especially if you're Leslie Frazier and you're not even a coordinator, you're an assistant head coach. So I certainly can't knock him for taking the shot. I will say I would be very surprised if Dallas actually did this. Leslie Frazier would be somebody that I think a vast majority of Cowboys fans would really struggle to get hyped for, and they would have a hard time talking themselves into it. He's a good coach in this league. I really like having him on the staff. I think he's done good things in this league for sure, and his experience is valuable, but I don't get the sense that he has the head coaching gravitas, like the full head coaching swagger, just the kind of personality that you need to really be a head coach in this league. I don't know if it's there. He's been a head coach before. It didn't go very well. So it would be a little bit of a Cowboys move to hire him, but it's hard for me to believe they're going to do this. Like, if you were going to do this, just keep Mike McCarthy at that point. Mike McCarthy, it would be just as unexciting to Cowboys fans as Frazier would be, but at least McCarthy has a track record of pretty good results when he's had a healthy team. So I don't know if I see this happening, but it's on the radar now. And it would be a big loss. I really like having Leslie Frazier here. I think he's great in this role. I think that being the advisor to somebody like a McDonald is valuable. And I would much prefer he stay here in 2025. So I'm hoping it doesn't happen, but it is worth noting that he is interviewing for a head coaching gig. Okay, so that's what we have right now. I'm going to do one more offensive coordinator profile later today. But it does kind of feel like we're starting to zoom in on one particular guy. But the show goes on until we make it official. All right. I'll see you guys later. Go Hawks. Let me know what you think.